Hello, everybody. Welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from Port Jeff Brewing Company. These guys are out of Port Jefferson, New York. This is their Shiz Nit. And what that is an IPA, guys, coming in at 5.6% alcohol by volume. There is no date on the bottom of this one. This was sent to me by Rico. Plain Jane silver can with just a stick-on label here on the front. And they've got some writing on the bottom of it, which is their government warning. So not a lot of information written on this other than it's telling you a 5.6% alcohol IPA. So, and the note that Rico sent says, he says it's 4.8%. Well, it clearly says 5.6 on this label, so I don't know where he's getting his information from. Rico says 5.6, not 4.8. And he says, crisp, straw-colored beer with mild bitterness and deep orange and grapefruit flavors, Citra and Summit hops, and he purchased a 4-pack at $12 at Gun Hill Brewing during their BA Void of Light bottle release event. And he says no date. But Rico, you've got 4.8%, and this is not a 4.8%er. According to the can, it's 5.6%, brother. So, a little bit more alcohol than a 4.8. 4.8 would be a session beer. And this is a little bit stronger than a session beer being 5.6. And I don't know how many different breweries were there at that Void of Light beer release. So he has sent me several of them that he had picked up there during that release that were not Gun Hill beers. So they evidently had a handful of other breweries there with their beers to be sold and released there too. So I don't have a commercial description here. Basically, we're going to go with what Rico has told us here on this beer. So let's pop a top on this thing and get it into the glass. And while I do this, I will tell you the cuisine is curried in your Thai. Looks like fairly carbonated here. Peppery, Monterey, pepper jack cheeses, sharp blue cheddar, your stronger cheeses, Gorgonzola, Limburger. And the meat is poultry, fish, shellfish, and salmon. And I'll add grilled meat to that. Glass from a pint, backer, tumbler, mug, Side Dell. I'm using my favorite tulip glass today again. And not recommended for extended celeries, guys. Fairly well carbonated. We got about a finger and a half of head on that pour, and I poured it very easy, and it looks very clear right now. So we'll try to get the rest of it out of the can in there and see if that changes what it looks like. A lot of times that stuff settles in the can, and you pour the last little half in there, and it'll cloud it up quite a bit if it's settled some. So nice amber color, a lot of bubbles streaming up, and fairly well carbonated. You can tell by how much head it pouring it that easy. So if you pour this aggressive straight down the center, it'd be very easy to get a 4 or 5 finger head on this beer. So, looks pretty good. Let's get a nose to it. Citrusy. And the hops a little subdued on this. Citrusy. Little bit of pineapple. Orange. And maybe a little mango in there. So, it smells good, but it's not super hoppy. Well, let's give it a try, see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. decent amount of bitterness in there. A little bit of bready, crackery malt. You can tell this is an IPA by the bitterness on the back end. This, to me, it seems like it's in the 60s or 70 range. Not a big pine presence to this one. To me, guys, this is more of an East Coast style than a West Coast style or a New England style, because it's not cloudy. But that may change when I pour the rest of this in there. More or less an East Coast style to me, guys. The hops are not that up in your face, super pungent on the nose or the taste. So let me see if I can get the rest of this in there before I go off camera. I'm going to pour it very easily down the side because I don't want it to have it 5 fingers of head. But it looks like it's clear coming out of the bottom of the can. So this is definitely an unfiltered beer. And as you can see, I poured it very, very easy in there, and we still got 2 fingers of head on that pour. Very carbonated. Not over-carbonated, but very carbonated. Good looking beer. So it has to change the appearance of it, so I don't need to do another sip on camera. See if I can taste anything different. So let me sip on it for a while, let her have some, and we'll come back and see where this ends up. But to me right now, right out of the fridge, it's tasting like an East Coast style beer. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left in here. Kind of unimpressive here, much as I hate to say that. This is definitely an East Coast style, and like I've told you guys several times before, these juice bombs and New England styles and double dry hop versions of beers that are coming out now, they've ruined my palate basically. I don't get enough hop profile on the aroma and on the taste on these East Coast style beers anymore. If you're just getting into the IPAs, this is probably going to have enough flavor for you. But to me, it's a little lacking. The East Coast style just don't have enough for this guy anymore. So, but alcohol is very well hidden for 5.6%. It is a decent beer. It's not bad or off-putting or anything like that. It just doesn't have enough hops to me. Final chug. Decent beer, but not outstanding. I don't think it's an A beer, guys, by any means. Unless you're just getting into the IPAs, and the East Coast style is a good place to start, which you don't have a super up-in-your-face hop profile. A notch down from the West Coast. And the West Coast is a notch down, or 2, maybe even 3, down from the juice bombs of the New England style. So, to me, guys, it's a B beer, and that's where I'm going to put it, 85. So, we'll run over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says 79, so I'm definitely giving it a better score than that. Over to Rate Beer, not enough people have commented. They don't have 10 people that have commented for them to give a score on it. So, evidently, it's Port Jeff Brewing is a fairly small brewery. One, because they don't have enough people that have commented on it, and 2, they don't have a dating machine to stamp a date on the bottom of the can. So, another reason I think it's probably a fairly small brewery. And then our final check-in, we're going over to Untapped, and Untapped has it at 3.65, which is in their B category also. It's a B beer. It's a decent beer, slightly above average, but nothing outstanding, not to the A category in my opinion. Just my opinion. There may be people say, oh my God, you're crazy, it's this or that or whatever. If it blows your hair back or your socks off, by golly, buy it up and drink it. Just doesn't have enough taste for me, guys. My palate has moved on beyond the East Coast style. But for the East Coast style, I mean, it's decent. So, that's where we're going to leave it. So if you've had this, the Shiz Nit IPA from Port Jeff Brewing Company. What a name. Let me know what you think. If you've had it and enjoyed it, let me know what you think, guys. Come on back tomorrow. Let's go dig something out of the fridge. Maybe we get a big old tasty IPA. Come on back. We'll see.